kind of hard to pinpoint. And, you know the drill. You got to speak for yourself.
John Glennon.
Well, wondering, when you did hear from the Titans, was it a supporter had passed here in Tennessee, or was it something that you thought was still possible?
Man, it's all a business, and it's just crazy how it works sometimes. There was, you initially think your chapter and stuff's over. I mean, hell, I was doing Family Feud stuff with Vrabel on Barstool and everything else. And, I knew the room was younger. I knew there could have been an opportunity, but you never get your hopes up for anywhere. But, when Vrabes texted, I think it was a Sunday morning, if I was in shape, and I was like, oh, shit, this is about to happen. Immediately got excited. You think it's over, but you always hold on a little bit, like, hey, it'd be awesome if you could stay home and not have to move this year. But I was always prepared to, like, hey, it's all worked out, and I'm excited to be here.
And you touched on experience too. Is that something that you think that the Titans really value at this position, especially as you said, it's
Yeah, I mean, just with the season in general, I think you never know what the season's going to look like. And I think, experiences can only help you in the situation where you might need plug and play. You have no idea. And you got to have depth in this league. And, the injury rate in this game is 100%. So it's not like you're going to have your starters all the time. But, I think it's a balance of everything. Talent, experience, young guys, older guys, vets, good locker room, good core leadership, which they have here. So, I'm sure everything was taken into consideration.
Teresa?
Well, in addition to the experience that you bring on defense, special teams also probably something that they will be leaning on you on. In a year where there was no OTAs, no offseason for rookies, is this where maybe veterans can really help a team when it comes to special teams play?
I think so. Again, the ability to be able to fast track and plug and play and play on short notice, I think will be valuable this year in particular with everything going on and not really knowing how the year and the season is going to unfold. But for sure, I mean, I have familiarity in this system, and I've played for Coach Hawk before, so I think it does. I think it only helps.
Teron?
What's up, man? The teeth are looking good, by the way.
Hey, appreciate you.
As far as, you were a part of that first group that came here with Coach Vrabel, and now that you're back, obviously it's been a short period of time, but, do you notice a different swagger, a different air of confidence from this team now that they've been to an AFC championship game?
Yeah, I think, the team seems very focused. And you see the presence with the leadership around the locker room. Like, guys are, chomping at the bit to get rolling this year. We know we got to take it one game at a time, but the focus, the confidence, it's all there. And I'll just keep alluding and defaulting to the word focus just because that's the vibe I get from everybody. And I'm excited to be a part of it and, make this run with them.
Terry?
Well, when camp starts and you're not on a roster in the situation you found yourself in this year and last year as well, do you start to worry that the opportunities may be about to dry up, or do you just try to keep a positive attitude and keep believing that there's going to be a next chance? And then also, what's the status of the podcast right now since you're an active player again?
The status of the podcast is the same. Just to answer that question, I mean, we've done all of our episodes, in the summertime and the off season, so they'll still run every week, and they're backlogged, so that way everybody understands that we're not doing it in season. But to answer your question on training camp and not being there at the beginning of training camp, it's just, there's going to be opportunities because I thought I, did a good job last year, so. Yeah, I'm optimistic. I was optimistic that something's going to happen. And again, without understanding how this league's going to unfold this year, I knew a plug and play player would be a little more valuable to teams. So there was I've never been discouraged about it. I obviously keep myself very busy with doing busing with the boys, and training and staying in shape and enjoying living here in Nashville. So as long as you keep yourself busy, man, and you get passionate about other things outside of these four walls in here, it's kept my mind off of it. And I just knew that at some point somebody was going to call, and when that does happen, you got to be in shape and you got to be ready to go.
Last one, so I can let him get ready for practice. Jim?
Well, what you kind of touched on it there about doing the podcast and staying in shape, but what were you doing when the Titans called? I mean, were you training in Nashville and you feel like you were in good shape when you got the call?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been training here in Nashville, trained over at Boost. Usually I'm at Vanderbilt all off season long every year, but Vandy, due to all the regulations and stuff, we weren't allowed to go there. But yeah, I mean, again, staying busy, training in the mornings, and honestly, podcasting and finding ways to work on our little side hustle when I'm not training, and staying in shape and doing all those fun things. But it's really just been those things, man, and then staying in Nashville and then enjoying, if the girl, she wants to go somewhere on a weekend or go visit somebody, we go and travel, and you just make the most of what we have right now.
And last thing, you hear from Bates about you being in his 53?
Absolutely. Right when I got the call, I texted him and I said, hey, I'd like to wear 53 to honor you. And then, he just laughed and put easy. And then, that's what I wanted to do. And I knew David, he said he was married to 51. He told me his family and stuff, and people already started buying the number. And I don't want to be some asshole vet that tries to, buy it from him or be like, hey, this number, I need this number back, or it's mine. So I just, matter of fact, my rookie year, I was on practice squad all year long. I was active one game, and that one game I was 53. So it kind of has some meaning to it. So between Darren Bates, my rookie year and everything, like I wasn't upset at all having to wear that number.
Appreciate it, Will.
Thanks, Will.
I appreciate you guys. Subscriber.